Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Napoleon Toll back with Call of War. Today we are doing an episode with Manchuria. And to top it all off, I have a very good friend with me, and that is the Sovereign. How are you, the Sovereign?
I'm doing pretty good, Napoleon. How about yourself?
I'm doing quite well. I'm playing as Manchuria. You're playing as...
Mongolia!
Stalin is playing at, or Dejuden, for those who don't know, is playing as Sichuan. Or Sichuan. That was a horrible pronunciation. Indochina's Darcher, and yeah, we are as of right now, our coalition is filled with people. Although not completely full.
Good.
But yeah, we've been discussing on this. Now let's talk about politics. We've been discussing on Discord of we have to take out Central China. Because the Communist China, South China, and Korea are literally allied, so that's going to be a problem.
Wow.
Yeah. The biggest problem for me now is because I have to take out Mukden quick, because if they don't do it, Korea is massing troops on their border, and that pretty much spells at this point an invasion force.
I mean, the second you move in, they're going to move in.
Yeah. Except for I'm just already moving in right now, as I speak. Although, it's gonna take time, like 2 hours. Oh, 2 hours, that's quick. 2 hours for one army and 1 hour for an infantry unit.
That's not bad.
But the big problem is behind, like, I have this faction called Karbanovska. It's basically the Russian Far East, except for they have Vladivostok. One of my most favorite cities, but like seriously, they basically have Karbanovska, and they're right behind me, and they're a human player. Oh yeah, and East Yatasluk is a human player. Great.
Yeah, this is a pretty high density of players.
In Europe, everything is going well. I don't know what's the definition. Oh. Okay, there has been one invasion. I lied to you. There has been one invasion. You know what's the invasion?
What?
Romania invaded Czechoslovakia and Austria at the same time.
Whoa.
Big news! Big news! War in Europe. Let me see. Oh, also, New England is invading Virginia.
That's,
in the United
That's
States.
a shame.
But I think you and I and Stalin needs to do a joint effort to knock out you have to take out Mengjiang first, and then can you please help me with Communist China?
Sure.
Although I rather prefer you take out Moklik, but you have Xinjiang on your border. Damn.
Yeah, I do.
Damn, literally everywhere we go, there's like a person behind us.
Well, I'm afraid this is going to turn into like a Sengoku Jidai moment, where it's like we invade someone and someone invades us.
But then, like, we can also invade a person, and then we have to meet up. That is why I'm trying to desperately meet up in Central China right here, like, but yeah, hopefully that works. If it doesn't, oh, we're done for.
Well, look, if we can get borders with each other,
that's like a... That's like essentially Tokugawa and Nobunaga meeting up.
Exactly.
If you know the reference. Of course you don't know the reference.
Yeah, the Oda and the Minigawa, right?
Yeah. Although it's Tokugawa, but sure. That they were Tokugawa later. But the big problem that I have is Korea. And Communist China.
No.
Communist China looks friendly, but Korea Korea just wants me to join their coalition. Which obviously I'm not.
Oh, they already contacted you?
Yeah. No, I contacted them saying I want to have peace with you, blah blah blah. But I'm not interested. I'm not interested in making allies with Korea. Because as far as I see it, I want to take over Korea.
There you go.
So that's why I'm literally rushing into Mukden. But the problem is that I fear that Korea is just gonna mass up. So that's gonna be a problem.
Well, I mean, It's hard to say with Korea because they don't have many places they can reasonably go.
They can go for me, or they can go for Vladivostok, which is a high probability. Although it's a low probability. Because...
Yeah, I'm gonna say lower.
Yeah, I have a big border with them. 2 provinces. Although it's not big, I'm pretty dang sure that they're either going to go for me or Mukden. And let's be honest, like, Korea has some pretty good defensive positions. I'm not gonna lie. Like, all their major borders, except for one city, is mountains. And what plains they do have, I think they can put a lot of troops in there. But, like, Korea is bordering the sea, and most of their cities are right next to the ocean. Most of their cities, not all. Like...
Well, basically, yeah.
And so they can basically just build up their navy, and then if Japan invades... Okay, no, I take it back. Japan's gonna have the superior navy because they have more seaward provinces. Like, all their provinces are next to the ocean.
Literally.
Yeah. I'm trying to... all my provinces are literally, inland, so I can't say anything about the navy. But, okay. Oh! Wait. Was this a... No, this is not invasion. I thought Xinjiang invaded Afghanistan. Or something like that. But no,
if they did, I'd have to try and invade them.
Yeah. But we're trying to desperately meet up. Like, Ma Click is probably the biggest problem for you and Sichuan. Because, like... If basically what Sichuan is doing, he's trying to invade nationalist China, because nationalist China is flying planes over his head, literally, and so they're trying to prepare for an invasion force. But the problem is, if he prepares for an invasion force, Ma Click might just stab him from the back. But good thing for us is that good thing for us is he's in a coalition. The nationalists are in a coalition with Japan and Poland.
Oh, that's not good.
Poland!
Especially the Japan part.
Well, Japan's easy to take out, if I can take him out. Although, I'm willing...
Japan's easy to take out unless he develops a navy that knows how to use it.
Yeah, no, I think I should be fine. Like, either that, or I could go north. Although I'm starting already...
Go Russia?
Yeah, go into Russia, which is not a bad idea. Like, except for... This guy has not responded to my messages, Karbilisk, whatever, my northern neighbor. He has not responded to my messages. That means he could potentially invade me, which is a big threat. Like... Although, the good thing for me is that, except for one, Hulabori, all my cities are literally right next to each other. So in terms of defense, it's good. But that said, it's also negative considering the fact that, since all my cities are next to each other, it's gonna be troublesome.
Well, yeah. One person could just, one big army sweep through.
Yeah, but, what are you researching?
I'm just doing the basics right now. Just armored cars, getting to the tanks, getting to motorized infantry.
You know Japan has a buff for armored cars and tanks, like tanks at least.
Oh, wow. How do you know?
Oh, because I have searched up on the doctrines. Yeah, and all Japan units has increased speed and increased sight. So that's good. I'm now afraid that Korea's gonna invade me. Although, okay, I have
it's a reasonable fear.
Okay, like, we're meeting up in central China, right? Like, well, at least that's the plan.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Like, we would literally want our backs to each other. That's the point of the entire goal of this campaign.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's the jobs, from what I've been telling everyone. Sichuan goes south, takes out the nationalists, and then goes down south, helping Indochina with, South China. And after that, they just move on west. And then you...
Okay.
He goes west. He takes Ma Click and stuff like that. You have to go north with me. Except for, I'm gonna leave most of the north to you. I'm gonna go west. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna.
You want to go west? You want to go into Central Asia?
No, I'm gonna go east. Sorry, my bad.
So you're going for Japan. You want to take over Japan?
Now I want to take over Japan, then I have to cross into Alaska, and after I cross into Alaska, it's bang bang, I'm in the North America, and then after that, I'm just slowly gonna trip my way down into California and stuff like that. California, and I also have to take the islands. I have to take the Philippines because no one is gonna take the Philippines except for me, right? At this point, not that the Philippines.
You only Japan will?
Well, he's too far away. I'm pretty sure he's more concerned with Korea.
Probably smart of him.
Yeah. But I know Mukden is an AI, but they have a lot of units.
Who does?
Mukden.
Seriously?
Yeah. I count one plane. Yes, the AI has a plane. Surprise, surprise. One armored car, 3 infantry regiments, and that's all I can see as of right now. But Korea has obviously a bigger army, like at that point. You shouldn't be surprised. Do you think I can potentially go for 2 countries at once?
No, not at this stage.
You're right. Like, I was...
If this were day 3, I'd say maybe. But
Like, okay, the good thing about Mukden is that I can actually run over one of Mukden's airfields off the bat. But there's one big problem is that...
Are you spamming Katyushas?
Oh no, I can't spam Katyushas. Japan, the Pan-Asia Doctrine, which I just basically call the Japanese Doctrine, does not have very good Katyusha rocket launchers. They have very good artillery, but they don't have very good mobile artillery. Like, most of their buffs comes in armored cars, like tanks and infantry. And then they have planes, they have buffs for their interceptors, and then naval bombers, no surprise. They have buffs for their battleships, cruisers, and aircraft carriers. So that's good. So pretty much naval focus.
You don't have any ports, though.
Yeah, I don't have any ports, so those stuff are going to be useless until I get a port. But Mukden literally has a port, but it's only one. So that's like trolling me.
You should invade Korea.
Should I... So, this is what I'm debating. Should I let Korea run over Mukden and then I invade Korea? Because the border at that point is open. Or, I invade Mukden first and try to take out Korea.
I don't know.
Because, think about it. I know Korea wants to go for Mukden. That's their entire point. But if I let them invade Mukden, I let them invade them, and then I sweep in, and then I invade Korea from the Choson and places like that, and I sweep into Korea. There's nothing they can do about it because they have most of their troops in Mukden. And the only problem that I have with that problem is how do I contain that army in Mukden?
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I need a way to contain that army. But the good thing for me is that Korea's airfield and my airfields and Mukden's airfield are literally right next to each other. Literally, like, my airfield at Tonghua, his is at Choson, and Korea's is at Choson, and Mukden's at Hwanren. And we literally have the exact same plane. It's a Key 10 interceptor. But yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, so you're doing Air Force right now too.
Oh no, I'm doing armored cars.
That's right, you're doing that, Doctor.
I actually can't produce anything now. I don't have the money and I don't have the grain. I spent them all trying to research and produce armored cars. But yeah.
Armored cars are the thing to produce in the early game for any Eastern Doctrine.
Really? I thought it was the thing to produce for the Japanese Doctrine. Actually, no, I think it's the thing to produce for every faction.
I mean, you want them in your divisions.
Well, armored cars, I usually split them ahead of the main army. They're like my cavalry, my eyes and ears of the army, except for my plane is literally my eyes and ears. But what I usually do with them is that I just, like, if the enemy if the Yaming province does not have an army, I just send them forward, my entire army, capture the province, have my troops slowly fall forward. Rinse and repeat. That just guarantees my advance will come quicker. But,
Fair enough.
But, yeah. So I've been telling you about that. What do you think? Should I let Korea invade Mukden and then I sweep in Korea?
Dude. I mean, build up your army on Mukden. I mean, the border that you have with Korea is narrower, obviously, than the one with Mukden.
True.
You know,
I only have 3 provinces.
Definitely...
But, if I invade Mukden, then you know what's the big problem, right? I'm literally right next to...
you're overexposed and you got...
Communist China up down south, and then I have Korea to my, well, south, but obviously. So I literally have to face 2 powers at once. And but the good thing is, by that time you will be in Monjiang. After you get into Monjiang, you can be literally sweeping into Communist China. There's just one big problem.
Yes.
I don't want you to take Communist China. I want Communist China.
I think I'm gonna have to take it. That doesn't make any sense.
No, I want your help, but I want all the land from Communist China.
You're not gonna get it. No, you're gonna get Korea and Japan probably. And
the Russian Far East.
Yeah, in the Russian Far East. I have to go into Central Asia. You know how much of a nightmare that's gonna be?
No. But, like, let's be serious. Like, after I take out potentially Korea, Mukden, and what's left, and Japan, I really don't have a lot of provinces that I can produce stuff with. Like, you're gonna potentially have a lot more provinces. If you know what I'm saying.
I mean, ideally.
But, after that, I'm just gonna be doing island hopping. Like, I have to. Like, there's not a big...
You literally do.
I literally have to take Okinawa, Taiwan, and the Philippines. After that, I'll just go down south into... Yeah. Oh! Australia's being played. Except for...
Good. More player in the east.
Western Australia is taken, Queensland is taken, and New South Wales is taken, but Central Australia is not taken.
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious. So basically, I have an idea now. Oh no, because Central Australia is an AI. That's why. Which doesn't make sense, because besides an area that large, it should be like a playable faction, but sure, whatever. But yes, that's it for today. Welcome to part 2 of day 1, and the reason why I'm doing this is because things are gonna get heated real quick, real fast, because Communist China has decided to invade us, so that's not a good sight. We are just steamrolling Korea. We literally fought a massive tank battle at Keijo, but we're now gonna be sending troops on the Chinese border to see what China has, and eventually it turns out to be a full 10-stack army of mostly infantry and tanks. But I've been trying to get Sichuan to declare war on us, war on China to be exact, and they're not doing stuff. China and I have been just going around in messages. I'm trying to delay as long as I can because China is just deploying Communist China. It's just gonna straight outright roll us over if we don't do anything quick. In Korea, I think he's a gold spammer, so I'm pretty happy now I'm able to take him out quick. Because literally when I was just about to take Busan, Keijo, he literally sent, he literally gold spammed 5 tanks. Light tanks, obviously. So that's a good sign from us. Now, we don't have to deal with him later on, because I am currently winning. Sichuan is doing quite nothing as of right now. I'm telling him to attack Beijing, because I'm pretty sure that Taiyuan, Beijing, and all those provinces have no troops. Indochina is also doing nothing as of right now. He is invading Canton, and Communist China, Korea, and Nationalist China, and South China are allies, so we're gonna be having a hard time. But in terms of everything else, it turns out that, yeah, the enemy has a full stack coming straight towards us. Actually, no, not a full stack, but pretty close to a full stack. So I do have to start moving some troops. Korea is also deploying their troops, but all I'm gonna do at this point is defend, because I am in no opportunity to attack. I'm gonna be getting the high ground because, well, not the high ground. I do have my home field advantage, and also because I'm producing mostly medium tanks and light tanks. That means our guys are gonna be way better on the defensive on our home terrain. So yes. But once again, you can see me just delaying time because all I need is time. Time is of the essence. If I can defeat Korea right now, then I can turn him around, defend against Communist China, let him waste his resources on me, and I sweep in Communist China. Which, yeah, is not going to be pretty for Communist China because Sichuan by that time will probably join the war, and everything will be fine. But that is it for, well, part 2 of day 1. And I'll see you in part 3 of day 1. Good morning, this is welcome to day 1, of course. Day 2 is gonna occur in 19 minutes, but before we do that, I'm just gonna talk about what has happened. On the Korean front, I destroyed the entire Korean army. Now I'm actually putting some troops back to garrison most of the cities, but China is under threat. They sent 2 armies to attack Hulengul, not to be confused with Kokengul, and they've lost at a terrific rate. For every 1 man for every 1 man that they killed, they lost 2. And on the Korean front, the situation was even worse. The Chinese Korean forces also want to take Liaoyang and want to move on to Xingqing. They just got absolutely destroyed, and yeah, Korea just lost at a magnificent rate. Now I'm afraid of one of 2 things. Actually, no, I'm not afraid of a lot of things. I'm afraid of not getting... well, actually, no, I am. I'm afraid of... the first thing that I'm afraid of is not getting territory fast enough. And what I mean by that is because, you see, Ma Clique has just invaded the Nationalists, and the Nationalists are doing a good job of, well, fighting and retreating and fighting and retreating. But, yeah. So that's that. And the Japanese have an entire navy here, so that's the other thing I'm worried about. After 17 minutes, I can actually move some troops down south. But yes, that's it for today. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 3 of our Call of War Manchuria, or Manchukuo. Like I've been saying, in the last episode we cleared, well, in essentially day 1, we straight outright cleared Korea. It was a hard-fought battle. Now we have just cleared China, or at least we're trying to clear all of China. Taiyuan is going to be taken very soon by 3 of our tanks, and yeah. And yeah, I'm also landing troops at Qingdao, so that's going to be interesting. I'm actually going to be interested in going to 2 places. 1 is against Japan, and 2 against this Mukden. These guys have literally survived 2 major powers. 1 is, well, actually no, 3 if you can include me, although I haven't declared war on them, of course. 1 is Communist China, 2nd is Korea, who invaded them first, and then Communist China decided to invade, and now I've decided, well, I'm gonna invade. Hopefully I win. But in terms of everything else, I've gotten Kalgang from Mengjiang, so we're gonna be pretty good. Also, Indochina is taking most of South China, so this coalition is pretty much done for. The coalition, which is South China, Communist China, and Korea, that one is pretty much done for. The only surviving one is Ma Clique, the Ma Clique, but it seems that it's doing even worse, considering the fact that most of its troops and units are getting steamrolled by Sichuan, so that's going to be interesting. And not to mention, in the south, Mongolia is storming into Xinjiang, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Which is also, you guessed it, part of their alliance, Grand Asian League. Good thing for them is that they're the only ones that hasn't really been touched. Ma Clique is pretty much destroyed, only one city left. And Communist China has no cities left too. Well, actually no, they have 1 city left, but I'm gonna be taking that in 4 minutes now. But yes, that's that. my military options after here are I have to get a navy and have to take the Japanese home islands. After that, I'll go island hopping into the Pacific, into all these wonderful places such as the Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, Papua New Guinea, yeah. And obviously I need Japan because all their cities are literally naval based, so that's going to give me the fleets to actually do something with my fleet. And also another military option is, with my army at least, is to go north. So, yeah. I'm a little bit sad in that, East Yatasluk. Actually, no, East Baltutia has taken this country out, so that just denies me access to Australia. Australia, Alaska. So that's gonna be really sad. In terms of players in North America, the only most successful player is probably Kentucky. Him and South United States of America, which, let's be honest, they're probably the two biggest powers I have to deal with. I'm just wondering to see, is there any major powers in the United States, which there doesn't seem like there is. Actually, no, there is. Kentucky, Caribbean, and Colombia. Kentucky, South United States, Kentucky, and Colombia. So yeah, these guys are going to be hard to deal with. South Mexico is pretty much screwed. But the second I finish China, which is going to be really quick, I've just taken the last city now. I'm going to be going into Japan. I have to take down Mukden first, and I'm going to be storming north into Karablsk. But this day, like day one, well, unlike day one to be exact, this day is pretty peaceful. Although, if you look at the casualty amounts, my guys have taken horrendous casualties. Basically, what's been going on is that the Communist China has decided that he's gonna slander me on. I just returned saying that it was you who wanted to declare war on me, and it was you who stole all the credits from me. So yeah. But continuing onto myself, Tigran has fallen. I've lost 13,000. China has lost 24,000. Korea has lost 21,000. I have lost 10,000. Just to give you guys an aspect of what the heck has been going on all across the world. In Africa, the casualty rates are 4,000 and 8,000. In Russia, the casualty rates are 1,000 to 1,000. So pretty much, I can say for now on, well actually no, Ethiopia versus Sudan, and Turkmenistan versus Kazakhstan versus Volga Perm. And yeah, but this is well, if you add the casualties up, my war that I had with these two factions was not cheap for me. It was definitely not cheap for these two because they've lost their entire territory. And yeah, now I just have to start building a fleet, which I hope I can build. But that is it for this today, day 2, and I'll see you in day 3. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 3. Yes. Day 3. Whew. It's been a long day. Actually, no, it's not. Let's be honest, what's going on for today? Well, I'm just bombarding the Japanese fleet, which is sitting right here, doing literally nothing. Their ships are literally getting bombarded by my massive battleships that I've actually produced and researched, and, well, they're coming out. For those that are wondering how I'm naming the battleships, I'm naming them, I'm literally just going into the Wikipedia and checking out all the ministers of the Qing dynasty and that of other dynasties, and just copying and pasting their names in. That's for the battleships. When I get aircraft carriers, I'm probably gonna just do like the emperors of the Qing dynasty, because you guys got to realize historically Manchukuo at this time was still ruled by Puyi, which is the descendant of the Ostengaru, which are literally the rulers of Manchuria. Like, that should be pretty simple. But yes, Japan has literally nothing in their home provinces. I'm actually wondering do they have something in Sapporo? But in terms of everything else on the Japanese mainland, besides this one fighter squadron, there's nothing left. All their navy looks to be right here. Tokyo is empty, but I'm not gonna take Tokyo just yet. What I'm gonna do is have all my guys take the other cities, and then after that I just take Tokyo. That's gonna give me a morale buff, so these cities will be quite happy. Also, I'm gonna be invading north into Kakabla. I always can't say this name, but I also have to go through here, naval invade through here, and go here. My battleships are gonna be acting as heavy bombardment, but this battleship is just gonna be spotting if there is anything in this city right here. But that is it for today. In terms of leadership, Dejuden Shituan is first place. I'm second place. Before I was first place because I literally steamrolled 2 countries. Actually, no, I steamrolled just Korea. But with the addition of China, we have 2 countries that love us. Taiwan is being invaded by the Philippines. I kid you not. I know because we have military intelligence. Well, no. Sichuan literally has an aspects that I could see. But in terms of everything else, Pakistan, Xinjiang has invaded Pakistan, so interesting. But Mongolia is doing quite well considering the fact that he was somewhat late. He's 10th, but yeah. And after that, we have Darcher in Indochina, who's I'm pretty sure he's 5th. But that is it for today. By tonight, midnight, actually no, I will, by the time, well, in a few hours, I will be launching my attack on Harblitsk. And that is it for today, guys. I'll see you in day 4. Welcome to day 4, and today we have a lot of stuff going on. As you can see, this country that I cannot pronounce has been destroyed. Japan is pretty much almost conquered, and I also invaded this, this island right here. There is a Japanese army right here, but as of what I know, that's not really important. Another interesting thing is that I decided to play at invading the Philippines, and I absolutely got destroyed. What happened was basically that basically what happened was the fact that I decided to go invade the Philippines, but the Philippines attacked me preemptively, so I wasn't really prepared for that. Now I've just lost a lot of troops left and right. For those that want to see the casualty report, it's not pretty at all. It's 16,000 against Philippines 3,000, so for them it's a huge military big victory off the field. For me it's a military disaster kind of. But as time goes on, I am pretty confident that I can win because 1, I have more seaborne provinces, and 2, the Philippines only have quite few. 1, 2, 3, 4 at most, while I have all of Japan, all the seaborne provinces in China and Korea. So if Japan automatically gives me 5, and all of these provinces are giving me a lot. For those that are wondering, yes, I am slightly sick. But in terms of everywhere else, the Philippines don't have that many provinces that can produce stuff. Well, whereas I focus most of my provinces of getting like places like these places, naval bases. And also I am producing a lot more stuff. The only thing that I don't have is manpower, surprisingly. But, yeah, I can go ahead and produce a lot more stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to be producing more battleships at this point. Yep, the only thing that I'm missing is literally, manpower. Everything else I can compensate. What should I name you? For those that are wondering, I'm just taking names from the Wikipedia for like Chinese generals and stuff like that. I'm just copying and pasting them in. In this case, I'll do that dude. But Eventually, potentially, oh yes, and in terms of diplomatically, Australia has decided to join us. Well, not yet, but pretty soon it will happen. But the biggest threat right now is actually the Philippines, which I have to take care of quick, and real quick. You guys attacked, but it doesn't seem like you've done anything, which is kind of sad, considering the fact that these are my biggest tools against submarines. And, yeah. That's sad. But that's it. I hope I can survive the first 2 hours. After the first 2 hours, I can guarantee a victory. But if I cannot survive, my fleet is destroyed, it's gonna be hard. So I'll see you in the next day. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 5, and it's a disaster. All my ships, well, except for this one and these two, and this one, have been destroyed, thanks to the Philippines. Australia and I have kind of sort of cut ties, although Australia is more on the good side. He says he will invade the Philippines under the condition that I support and Indochina, but Indochina is doing literally nothing as for the foreseeable future. What makes the situation worse is that I also lost a pretty good majority of my air power around here, thanks to the Philippines. They have like 6 naval bombers and 3 fighter escorts right here at Taiwan. So for the foreseeable future, the biggest objective militarily is Taiwan. Continuing on, after that, I think I have to bombard all of the Philippines' major naval strongholds. Every one of their cities needs to be bombarded, and that is to dissuade them from building stuff. In terms of building stuff, holy cow, I'm already building a lot of ships. 1, 2, 3, 4 destroyers, 4 battleships, and that's the ones that I have just not produced. I already built these 2 battleships for the first day, so I did some pre-war calculations. Now from now on to until I get some major land development, I can produce 10 battleships every day. Sadly, because of manpower issues, I cannot produce anything else, which is sad. But in terms of land gains, I have gotten more land gains of East Vladivostok. The only reason, and I repeat, the only reason why I would declare war on these people is 1, because they're AFK, and 2, yeah, he's an inactive player, and 2 is because I need this part of land to get my land connection between Alaska, and the Russian Far East, essentially. But yeah, that's the only reason why I'm going to war. And possibly if East Vladivostok can give me more manpower, that would be nice. But more important than manpower is probably steel, because once again, battleships, tanks, and stuff need steel. Everything else is alright. In terms of steel, I'm actually doing quite well. It's just that as of right now, I have to hold on to all my territory. The Philippines, once again, like in the previous day, like I've said, they don't have a lot of unit-producing provinces. The only thing that for the majority of their fleet is essentially these submarines, which are annoying as heck, but they're not. They will be literally countered by my fleet of destroyers. So that's that. I'm also trying to produce as many naval bombers as possible. I'm also trying to produce battleships, and the reason why I'm producing battleships is I'm gonna sit around these islands and just bombard their islands to smithereens. That's gonna stop their production, and after that, I'm just gonna naval invade. But as of right now, yeah, Volgaperm has decided they want to join the alliance, although they really haven't sent the coalition. East Brazil and West Yakutia, I am not gonna accept, because 1, East Yakutia is this person. And to make the situation worse, East Brazil is this person. Obviously, I'm not going to accept any of them, because in terms of land power, they absolutely suck. But that said, the war is going to go on, and I'm going to try to, as of right now, my goal is to hold on until I can get as many ships as humanly possible against my enemies, and after that, it's fair game. But yes, that is it for today, and I'll see you on the next day. Welcome to day 6 of Cold War. with our Manchuria. And, well, what has been going on the last episode, on the last day, of course, a lot has been going on. We are actually winning against the Philippines thanks to Indochina, but now Indochina wants a lot of stuff. Obviously, I did make some wild promises considering the fact that I wasn't in the ability, but I do want the Philippines considering the fact that I've taken more casualties, and Indochina hasn't really done much to, you know, against the enemy. The only parts that I want is Manila, Naga, and Turagangaro. I hope that's how you say it. But in terms of everything else, I have to take that for sure. Japan is also somewhat making a comeback from, well, they are inactive, but the AI is actually beating me. Not because I'm not paying attention, it's more because I don't have that many troops. All the troops are in the north fighting against Eastern Yaroslavl, and to, well, make the situation even worse, or somewhat better, I'm actually deploying a lot more, getting a lot more troops to just throw in the numbers. But at this point, I still don't have a lot of manpower. But yes, I am trying to get manpower up, and yeah. But first thing I have to do, I have a lot to build. I have my fleets to build, I have my air force to build up, I have my navy to build up, and I have my tank force to build up, and I have my artillery force to build up. So I have a lot of stuff to build up. Unfortunately for me, I have lost a lot of stuff fighting the Philippines, which is unfortunate. But yeah, that's that. But yeah. Well, that's it for this day, and I'll see you in day 7. Welcome to day 7 of our Manchukuo campaign. And today, we are literally going east. We are planning to invade all these wonderful provinces up in the north. And I'm eventually just going to take all those lands, and I'm going to sweep north, east to be exact. Mongolia is going through all these wonderful provinces. Volgaperm is doing his stuff, and yes, I'm slowly getting my hands back up after the war of the Philippines, but overall troop numbers that I have is quite low considering the fact that it's day 7. But in terms of land, I am trying to get this land route to Alaska, which I intend to invade. The second I get the land route up, I can eventually just get planes across, and I have to get planes across quick because in the United States, I am pretty sure I am not even anywhere near my homeland provinces, and I have to cross an ocean, which does mean it's gonna get screwed up. Alberta is pretty much allied. South USA, British Columbia, and Quebec are pretty much allies, so we are gonna be having a hard time. Thankfully, South USA has decided to go straight for South Mexico and North Mexico, so we're gonna be somewhat problematic. But South Argentina and North Argentina are on their side. I just don't know if we can last any longer. They can last any longer. But good thing that they're going to war with them. And my only fears right now is British Columbia, which seems like they're straight outright going for North and South Mexico. But that is it for today. I'll see you in the next week of our campaign. Now before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I would be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.